talked about. So this time that is on the horizon is of a great magnitude that is to be shared amongst the globe. The entire planet is encompassed and in this learning process of new downloads within themselves. So activation is, it feels imperative to receive the information at multi-levels, at higher levels than what we've been accustomed to working at. It feels like a higher level chakra system. And yes, definitely, as I get goosebumps. So the lowers, yes, we know they're clearing and absolving in a sort of way. And we're moving into the higher frequencies and the higher chakras, because each one, and I feel like there's 5 above the crown, 7, yes, up to 12. So each one having its own connection and understanding, and each one is identified with in a different way, received in a different way. And it kind of almost feels like it's activated in a different way, but I'm not certain that's as clear. So as we go up to 12, so what we understand our aura to be, there's an expansion there. It's pressing out farther, stretching out, and like you said, each one is being received in a different manner. Each one is affected differently. Each one it brings about new information, different information. Where's the information come from? Okay, it's coming from within, because we already have this. This is just being activated. Okay, thank you. So, okay, it's being activated. How is it being activated? What is creating that? Where does that come from? So yes, the energies are coming from higher points. It's probably my interpretation. Higher points coming in from higher points. What's higher points mean? Higher points. Bringing it in from other levels of communication. Okay, is this coming direct from source, or is this coming through other means of bringing this energy in? It all comes from source, but in a different way. Okay, is there a way you can explain what that means in a different way? It's complicated. Okay, try me, and we'll try to explain it the best so we can understand it. It's different patterns. It's different movement of the energy, and it connects out to certain sources, but it's all source related. So what are the sources? Directly, what are the sources? Magnitudes of what? Magnitudes of energy that we have not really begun to understand in our 3 density level where we are within our brain. We must get out of the brain in order to understand this in a different way, to experience this differently. We're not using our brain to understand this. This is going to come through the higher senses, and that's the way we're going to understand it. And there is definitely, okay, sorry for the word math, but there is different math, the geometry behind it that will explain it. This is coming into our forefront right now as we're stepping out of this density and having clear understanding what these next densities experience, what we experience in them, what that feels like, to understand what that is. And I understand when you say magnitude, but so that feels like magnitude, a greater expansion and energy behind it. Can you explain that more? So the magnitude is more expansive, is more intensified, is more beyond our realm of what we call energy. It is, again, patterns. Patterns are geometric in a way, they're movement in a way, definitely movement. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, because my brain only is so limited. It creates patterns within the energy, almost. So this is where my brain is thinking as I'm receiving this vision. It is like the way snowflakes. We don't see individual snowflakes, but we can see the total of the accumulation of snowflakes, but very hard to see individual. So we haven't seen these patterns yet, but the accumulation is going to come through in the chakra system in a way. It's how we're going to explore this. So clearing the lower, as we are doing right now, as we are moving forward out of these levels within this density, moving out of this dimension and then moving into, and some of us are there sometimes in the fourth and sometimes in the fifth at times, when we can adjust these frequencies. These are patterns that allow us to receive this information in a way that it surpasses the brain's thinking. Is it true, Einstein, that we are going to put aside the way we think in our brain and use much more of our, what I'll call intuitive skills, our sixth senses, and possibly beyond that, where we're moving into, so that the brain will only be utilized at times when it's necessary? This is absolutely a fact of where moving into the fourth and fifth and beyond you will exist within this. This is why the language, the communication won't be through speaking. It will be coming through vibration and that which brings the vibration. We will be much more sensitized and are moving that way into what the communication is in this type of language, we'll call it, or the way it's portrayed or communicated, this information. This has much to do with how we clear within ourselves and open and access this information. And yes, your guidance has said, the Arcturians have spoken to you and mentioned that it is about clearing and becoming more in tune with your higher self. That information is received through in that aspect, so that it is written within on your, and I'm sorry for this English, tablets of yourself, your history. And this is where this information resides as it comes in and connects to you and tells you what you need to understand. There is no communication. Eventually, you will just be telecommunication, without words, telepathy. Sometimes it doesn't come in as clear. Okay, so where do we want to go from here? What is it that you would like to share more? So something in the higher realm, something. So we're so focused on holding our past, holding on to that which isn't serving, that which we desire to hold on to still, because it gives us a sense of identity in some way. Again, you know this is not who you are. This is just your illusion you bring in order to create a picture for you to learn more about yourself. This is Source's desire to learn who you are. And okay, I lost that. And so the outer realms are coming into focus more at this time. They're bringing clarity. They're bringing new understanding. And they're bringing a way for us to access and experience the deeper, the more real, authentic parts of ourself. This is why it's important to lose those old stories at this point. Okay, he says, I'm doing well with that. Thank you. Although I feel like I still have so far to go with it. The healing process is in the blink of an eye. And what helps is to understand that. There's still more to be learned in the story. The story brings just a picture, like a movie, for you to watch, you connect. What's your takeaway? What is the importance? Just like when you go to the movies and it may make you feel good. It may make you feel sad. You may be angry. What's your takeaway in your movie, your personal movie? What is it? Because once you have a realization of that, that's at the heart of it. And then realize It is just a movie. And that you are the powerful one to let go, to heal that, to bring that about into a different picture, into a different light.